Dear students, hope you are all well. So today we will begin with a chapter in EVS part 1. The name of the chapter is Let Us Solve Our Own Problems. Let's move forward. Now first is can you tell? And they have given you some pictures. What problems can you identify from the following pictures? Identify means recognize. Let's see the first picture. The first picture is where the girl is saying, my area gets water only thrice a week. Now, will it be okay if you get water only thrice in a week? No, right? How will you have bath? How will you do cooking, cleaning, washing of the clothes also, right? Now, the next problem is the garbage has piled up. All the dirt has piled up. Now, what is the meaning of piled up? Piled up means a big heap. I have to walk to school with my nose covered. That boy is saying, I have to walk to school with my nose covered. So, this poor boy, he has to go with his nose covered, and all dirty smell is coming. Let's move to the third picture. Now, the third problem is I like riding bicycle to school every day, but there is no bicycle track. This girl is saying, I like riding bicycle, but there is no bicycle track. Now, if there is traffic and you know traffic is going how? Anyhow it goes, anyhow. And where how school children can go safely if the traffic goes here and there? So in some places they have a separate bicycle track on the side. So from the side the cyclist can go easily. And the fourth problem says my father has to visit the taluka place every day. That boy is saying for some dispute over the land. Dispute means fight. Some court case is going on and he has to go every day because of the land problem. So his father has some land problem. So there is a court case going on and he has to go far away. So you see all these different problems. Now what is the name of a lesson? Our name of a lesson is let us solve our own problems as much as possible. We have to solve our own problems. If there is garbage, we should also contribute in cleaning it. Now let us see the lesson further. The first thing is issues in civic life. Issues means there are different matters which we are going to see. And civic life means life of a citizens, life of us. Now, the first point says we encounter means we face. We encounter means we face many problems in our civic life. Now, these problems cause us inconvenience. Now, what is inconvenience? Means difficulty. It is not easy for us. Some problems we face it. It's very difficult. Because of this, sometimes our life is thrown into disorder. And the second point says, if we turn a blind eye towards problems, they become worse. We should not forget the problems. We should face it. Now, to turn a blind eye, which means to ignore. Sometimes we ignore the problems. So, to turn a blind eye towards problem, they become worse first. Okay? If you turn a blind eye, if you ignore it, they become worse. They are bad. Then they become worse. And then after, sometimes they will become worst. Okay? So, it is the best to solve them in time. When you are facing a problem, you should solve it at that time. Then the problems faced by the people in cities and villages can be called problems or issues in civic life. Now the people both in cities as well as in villages face problems. So in both cities and villages, people have problems. So these types of problems are called problems in civic life, problems in our life. It is important, the next point says, it is important to be able to identify such problem. Identify means To recognize, we should know the problem. So first you have to recognize the problem, then only you can solve it, right? Then the next one says, one person alone cannot solve such a problem. That means everyone has to come together. Then only we can manage to solve some problems. Okay? They can be solved through everyone's effort and cooperation. The last point says they can be solved through everyone's effort and cooperation. Now, cooperation means everyone needs to help together. Then only we can solve the problem easily and faster. Let's move forward. The next is solving disputes. Now, disputes means quarrels and quarrels means fights. So, disputes arising over various issues in towns and villages can also be a problem. That's a first point. The well-being of a village is affected by constant disputes. Now, constant means continuous disputes, continuous quarreling, continuous fights, continuous naturally. No progress will be made and will obstruct the unity and will also create loss for the village. If you continuously fight, what will happen? You will always fight with the villagers and then you will not have a unity in the village. If the disputes are not serious, they can be solved locally by speaking to the parties involved. So, what does the third point say? If the disputes are not serious, they can be solved locally by speaking to the parties involved. Now, parties here means not birthday party. Party means two people between whom fights have taken place. Then, if the dispute is not solved in this way, then it is taken to the appropriate bodies. Now, what is bodies? Bodies or the courts. Appropriate means suitable. So then they take it to the suitable court. Now, what do you mean by suitable court? If it is a small case in the village, then it is taken to the Gram Panchayat. Okay, in the village they have a Gram Panchayat where they solve their problem. But in some type of cases, you have to take it to the High Court, and some type of cases it goes to the Supreme Court. So first, if the problem is not solved, it is taken to the High Court, then later it is taken to the Supreme Court. Okay. Let's move forward. Now next is, do you know? Now since 2007, Mahatma Gandhi dispute-free village mission is being implemented. So this mission of dispute-free mission was started by Mahatma Gandhi. It was implemented in our state. Now implemented means carried out, started. Okay. So Gandhiji decided that there should be no fights in any villages. So what did Gandhiji decide? That there should be no fights in any village, no dispute. The aim of this scheme, aim means the goal. What was the goal? Goal is that villages should be able to solve their own dispute. So what Gandhiji decided? That the villages should solve their own disputes or problems through peaceful discussions. That means you discuss, you decide. To peaceful discussion, solve it. Why to take it to the court? So what was his decision? That you solve your problem in your own. What is your problem? You solve it. No need to take it to the court. This method of solving disputes increases harmony in the village. Now, harmony means living together in peace. So, villages have been solved their disputes. So, the villagers started solving their disputes on their own. Villages have been solved their disputes by using this method. Then the villagers started solving the disputes on their own. When they started solving this dispute, they also get a peace award. Why? Because they used to solve their problems on their own. So they used to get an award called a peace award. Then in cities, Mohalla committees, that is the last point. In cities, Mohalla committees helps to solve disputes. Now, mohalla means the area in which where you live. Solve the problems in the area. Okay, so this mohalla committee decided that you have to solve your problem in your own area. Don't take it to the court. Let's move forward. The next is problem solving. Now, have you heard about these attempts to solving problems? Now, attempts means efforts. So, the first example we are going to take is of Hiware Bazaar. Now, in the village of Hiware Bazaar in Ahmednagar district, water shortage was a big problem. So, in this place, that is Hiware Bazaar, what was the problem? The problem was they were not getting water. So water shortage was the problem. So the first problem is water, where they used to not get water. Now this problem was solved with the help of the participation of the villagers. How was this problem solved? With the help of everyone, with the help of participation of all the villagers. So they created something. They did something. They created something in such a way that all the people will be helped. The problem, then the next problem was the problem of animal field was also solved. That means the animals used to not get proper food. This was the second problem. Now Hiware Bazaar, now if you see Hiware Bazaar, that is in the second picture. Now Hiware Bazaar has lush green surroundings everywhere. Around it, it is all greenery you can see. Okay. And now the animals also can get plenty to eat. They can eat the grass. So the villagers only solved the problem. They did not go to any court. So what did they do? They solved their problem between them. They did not go to any court. Let's move forward. Now the next problem is cleaning a village through Shramdan. Shramdan means charity of labor. Okay. Now people of Khudawadi village in Osmanabad district cleaned their village through Shramdan. So now the next village is Khudawadi district. Okay, Khudawadi village. Now what was their problem? Let's see that. Their problem was there was garbage. There was lots of garbage was there. So now what was their solution? So they had to remove a solution. So first, they decided that the voluntary contribution of the labor. That means all the people will come together. They decided that everyone should help in cleaning the village. Okay. So in a way, it is a participation of all the villagers. Also, the garbage was used. Now, what did they use? How did they use the garbage? The garbage was used to make manure using vermiculture. Now, manure means that you can use for your plants, okay, to make it like a fertilizer, but it is natural. Then what's the meaning of vermiculture? Vermiculture means, you know, earthworms? Yes. So you put the earthworms in the garbage. Okay. You put the earthworms in the garbage. You make one hole. You put all the garbage inside and then you put the worms. Now these worms will digest in the garbage. Okay. Will digest that garbage and that will become a rich manure and which you can use it for your plants. Okay. So that they can use it as a manure for their plants. And a toilet was also built in each house. So each house had a toilet available. Okay. You saw how these two villages solved their own problems, right? We see in these two villages, that is the Hiware Bazaar and this Kudawadi village. Now they solved their problem on their own. They did not go anywhere else for their problem. Okay? They did not go anywhere else for their problem. They did not go to the court also. They solved their problem on their own. Let's move forward. The next is Sant Gadge Baba. Now there were great personalities that also stressed in the importance of cleanliness. We will see that now. Next is Gadge Baba. Now Gadge Baba used kirtans to stress the importance of keeping the village clean. He told the people that we cannot make progress without cleanliness. That means we cannot move forward without cleanliness. We should keep our surroundings clean. Then we cannot make progress without these three things. That is, he said about cleanliness, education, and self reliance. Now, Gadge Baba was also known with another name, that is Gadge Maharaj. And he always used to have a broom in his hand. Can you see in the second picture? Why he used to have that broom? He always used to have a broom in his hand. So wherever he went, whichever village he used to go, he used to clean. Okay, so he always used to have a broom. So he told the people that we cannot make progress without cleanliness, education, and self-realize. Self-realize. Real. Okay, we should have cleanliness. Then only we can make progress. Then education, that is knowledge and self-reliance. So we should be dependent on anyone? No, we should not depend on anyone. So what he said, we should not depend on anyone. We should do our things on our own. We should be dependent only on ourselves. Okay. So what are the formula for progress? What is the formula for progress? That is, first is cleanliness. We should keep it clean. Second is education. That is knowledge. And third is self-reliance. Okay. That means we should be dependent on ourselves only. Okay, so these are the three things you need to make progress. That was according to Sant Gadge Baba. Okay, let's move forward. Now there was another personality. His name was Rashtrasant Tukudoji Maharaj. Now Rashtrasant Tukudoji Maharaj also explained the importance of cleanliness. He also explained the importance of cleanliness. Now how did he explain? He explained through his Gram Gita. Now Gram Gita, that is his religious book. See in the second picture? Okay, that is his religious book written by him. By that, he taught the people or explain the importance of cleanliness. Let's move forward. Next is moving towards the next topic, that is peace and its advantages. Let us first understand what is peace. Now, peace means being free from disturbance, from any disturbance. The absence of conflict is only the beginning of peace. Absence of conflict means absence of problems. Okay, then only you can have peace. And there are certain advantages also for it. Let's see that. The first one says, for a society to be peaceful, the basic needs of all its section needs to be met. Okay? For a society, for any society where you live, you should have peace. And each person must get the necessary security. That means each and every individual or each and every person should get the necessary security or the necessary freedom. Okay, then the next one says the exploitation in society must be stopped. Then the next says inequality must decrease. That means there should be equality among everyone. Okay, everyone must have the right to participate in public life. This point says that means everyone has the right to participate in public life also. Now, when the villagers came together, they had come together, right? So, you should have participation in public life also. If there is peace in the family, school, and security, everyone will benefit. So, there should be peace in family, schools, as well as in the society where you live. Peace contributes significantly to progress. It creates a scope for advances in various fields. Like peace should be in various fields like business, industry, education, art, literature, entertainment, science, and technology. These are the places where you need peace everywhere. In this way, peace becomes a social value rather than a personal need. That means each and every person needs to have peace. That's the most important thing. Let's move forward. That's your homework. The first question is, we encounter many problems in our dash. The second one is, dash arising over various issues in our towns and villages can also be a problem. The third question is, how can problems in civic life be solved? And the last one says, name the great personalities that stress the importance of cleanliness. That's all for now. Your chapter ends over here. We will learn the next chapter in the next video. Thank you for listening, children. Goodbye. Take care.